be more than human.
And welcome back to the channel. My name is Joseph Carroll. I write under the pen name J.R. Carroll. And today we are here to celebrate you and you helping me reach 500,000 views. That is a number that just blows my mind. I just couldn't even imagine in a year and a half's time that I would have accumulated that many views. But it's all thanks to you. If you were just finding my channel for the first time, there are tons of videos for you to watch out there. I hope that I will earn your subscription and your viewing here. But I just wanted to kind of talk about some of my biggest videos, some of my funnest videos that I've done over the last year and a half or so. So, and at the end of this video, I will have an announcement for a little giveaway. So if you want to stick around to the end, that would be awesome. But let's get a big one right out of the way, because I know a lot of you are probably interested to know, well, 500,000 is a lot of views. What is the biggest video on your channel? Well, that is a short that I did a long time ago. One of the first like monster shorts that I did. And actually that's one that's back when I was still doing those monster videos, because YouTube didn't have a green screen yet. I was doing them over on TikTok and then porting them over here. But that video is the Krampus origin video. At last time I looked, that video has some 125,000 views. Yeah, so I mean, it was a normal video. I think I uploaded it in like March of last year, and it was just normal video getting normal amount of views. And then like somewhere around December, the beginning of December, it just like Krampus time of the year, and it just exploded. And I mean, I could see why. I mean, Krampus is awesome. That's why I did the video. I thought it was just a cool origin story of where Krampus came from. And I used to do a lot of those videos, and now I've done most of the big ones. So, I probably only do those type of videos maybe, once or twice a month now. Just because it's kind of harder to find cool, monsters that I already haven't done. But there are more out there, and I will be doing more of those. I also did a video about Succubus, and that's like my number 2, but it's at 23,000. But that's a good amount of views, but nowhere near what Krampus got. And you might be wondering, well, I do a lot of book reviews. That's my main thing here. I think it should be the main thing of every booktube channel. What is my number 1 review? And that is Hellbent by Lee Bardugo. It's got over 1,600 views, something like that the last time I looked. It actually passed my other. I had another one that did really well, Failure Mode by Craig Allenson, which is like my favorite sci-fi series of all time. But yeah, I was one of the first to do a Hellbent review. I did not expect it to do as well as it did, because it's the second book in the Alan Stern series, and I did a Ninth House review, and it just did okay. Nowhere near what Hellbent did. But I guess that's the perks of being one of the first to put out a review on a book that's popular. So, my number 1 tag video is the Warband tag that was created by the brothers Gwyn. Yeah, I seen that they did that tag, and I was like, that's a pretty cool tag. Putting together your own Warband, and yeah, so it seems to be pretty popular. I still get views on pop up for that every once in a while, and that one's I don't know, 8 months old or something. It's been a while. But some of my funnest videos have been my lives. Thank you to everyone who has jumped on my lives, everyone who has done the, I've had 9 More Than Human conversations so far, and they have all been amazing. I want to do so many more of those, but sometimes it's hard with scheduling. But my biggest live is my original Dresden Files discussion. It was the biggest one for the longest time. Had some great people, on there. AP, Philip, Sarah. I think Alex may have been on that one. And then of course my friend Nathan was on there. And maybe Chaz. I don't know if Chaz was on the first one or not. But Chaz has been on so many of them. I feel like, he was there from the beginning, even if he wasn't. But I did a More Than Human conversation with Alan, and that one just blew up, overtook all my lives. Everybody was watching it. It was super fun. We discussed, him being a teacher, the goods and the bad things about being a teacher. Me and him are history buffs, so we went back and forth about history. But in the last month, I've been getting a lot of views. A lot of Dresden people have kind of pushed that Dresden video back to the top. They're both around 1,000 views now. But yeah, those Dresden File videos were so fun. We're doing Witcher now, so if you're into that, you can they're short books, so you can catch up with us. But I want to do more opinion pieces. Next month is going to be less reviews and more kind of opinion pieces. And like one of my biggest ones is my Daniel Green versus AP. When it comes to Daniel did a video about how not to do adaptations, and it was the Dresden Files TV show, and then AP did a video like the next day or 2 days later, and it was kind of rebutting what he said. I don't know if he actually ever mentioned Daniel Green, but it was so quick, and you can tell that he was kind of rebutting him. And so I was like, well, I'll just jump in the middle of this, because I am probably the biggest Dresden fan on BookTube. And I was like, oh, I agree with AP on this. I agree with Daniel on this. This is how I feel about this. And a lot of people seem to like that type of video. So maybe I'll do that more. If there are like 2 competing views on BookTube, maybe I'll do more verses. But also, I did a Why I Left Malazan. That seems to be a pretty popular video. I've read through the first 3 books twice. I never say never, but I don't know if I'm gonna be coming back to that. But yeah, I mean, all the Cradle fans, they just, every time I make a Cradle video or made a Cradle video, it's been a while, but they were all like, they all tuned in. It was like, Cradle and Dresden, those 2 fandoms are great. I just love it. But so I have some cool news, right? I was supposed to have Benjamin Crow on for a discussion, who is the audiobook narrator for More Than a Vampire and the up-and-coming More Than a God War. But we kind of got double booked and everything, so that will be pushed off to the 5th of next month. But I will also have Kirsty Geddes, who is the voice of Lena and all the female roles, voices and stuff as well. So that's going to be awesome to have both of them on the 5th. And so let me know if you have read or listened to, especially if you've listened to More Than a Vampire. And if you have, like I said, comment, and I will give at least one of you, if not more, a free copy of More Than a God War on Audible when it is released. And the pre-order should be up in the next 2 days. The release date, I have it set for the 7th of October. I cannot wait to get this out to you guys. Thank you so much for 500K, and here's looking towards 1 million.
remember, be more than human.